everyone, this is Eugene Roddenberry.
Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Hi, this is Susan Sackett.
This is Fred Bronson.
Madam Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's son.
This is Leonard Crowfoot.
This is Dr. Aaron McDonald, Star Trek Science Advisor and Lieutenant Commander McDonald on Star Trek Prodigy.
And you're listening to
Humanist Trek.
Humanist Trek.
You're listening to Humanist Trek,
the Humanist Trek Podcast.
And you're listening to
Humanist Trek.
A fabulous, fabulous show.
Enjoy.
And don't worry, you can do your Temporal Mechanics 101 homework later.
Third Eyelid posted a meme, Jesus is a biscuit.
Oh god, that's so good. Thank you, Third Eyelid. That's fucking hilarious.
I'm deceased. That's so funny.
Perhaps I could use this as an excuse to go to those far-off planets with little polka-dotted people if necessary, and be able to talk about love, war, nature, God, sex, all those things that go to make up the excitement of the human condition.
This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Welcome aboard.
Jean-Luc Picard to the Starship Enterprise.
You want to review your rapid progress?
That nonsense is centuries behind us. To the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah?
That is enough, damn it!
Tempo, mon capitan.
To the Starship Enterprise.
You can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Of the planet Earth.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
We are Borg. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
And welcome to Humanist Trek. It's a comedy Star Trek podcast about the humanism in Star Trek. I'm Sarah Ray.
And I'm Allie Ash.
And Allie, I have to tell you about a new phase of our lives that I'm so fucking excited for. My daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, has discovered Hot Topic.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, is that store still around?
It's still a thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I remembered from like the mall.
Yeah, it's still in the mall. Yep.
Is it the clothes the same?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's still pretty great. Oh, look, there she is.
Why are you talking about me?
I heard my name.
You said something about me discovering Hot Topic?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about me?
Well, because I'm telling my friend Allie about how
I know who you're talking
how cool
to.
your new style is.
She knows who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Topic.
I fucking love it. I'm here for it. Everything is black. She got the spiky chokers. She came home with spiky gloves. Everything is black, and I am fucking here for this phase, this moment of her life.
It
this
is so
emo,
goth.
yeah, it's so good.
Emo goth, like
Yeah.
when we were growing up, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. She's like, this is my style. And I'm like, yes, find yourself, like express.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's all about.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm absolutely here for it. I love that she's like finding her style and expressing herself through the way she dresses. She has become like a super supporter, like so body positive. Because, you know, as a trans person who transitioned later in life, I often look in the mirror and still see the dude. And so there's a lot of times where I'm like, I am going to go out in public and I don't know that I want to wear this out in public. Like, I don't know that. And she's like, is it comfortable? Then fuck him. And I'm like, I love that she learned. I don't know who you learned that from, but I love that she learned it. And yeah. And she's like raising me to be a better person.
Oh, our kids raise us sometimes. Yeah. That's amazing. I love it.
Yep, me too. Now, if only she had some of those cable management tubes and some little LED lights on her face, she could be an emo Borg. Well, get assimilated, everybody. It's Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 26, The Best of Both Worlds, Part 1.
Commander, you'll soon be getting an intruder alert.
What? I got something, sir.
Intruder alert, sir.
It's an old-style starship, sir. Constellation class, heading this way under impulse comm.
Number one, kindly take charge of our guests until we have time to decide what we're going to do with them. Sir, number one, keep them out of my way.
This is the shortest cold open in ages, so let's first talk about...
Oh my God, right?
So that's not going to take very long. So let's talk about the title of this episode, The Best of Both Worlds. I don't think either of us truly understand why we're calling it that. Why we landed on that title.
Unless it was to be ironic. Because, we know what happens. And the only thing I can think of is that they're referring to Picard being a human, part of the human world and part of the Borg world.
Yeah.
But maybe they're being ironic because it is not the best of both worlds. It's not good to be assimilated by the Borg. So I don't know.
Is it from the Borg perspective of the Borg are trying to
maybe
have the best of both, the best of the technological and the organics,
maybe
or whatever.
Maybe that's what it meant. Was they took Picard because they wanted to use him to get, because that's what they do anyway. They combine all species technological stuff with their own. So they grab the best of it, all the civilizations that they assimilate. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, maybe it's Picard specifically because he kind of remains somewhat more individual than your standard Borg drone.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it'll clear up when we talk through it.
Yeah.
So the D is responding to a 911 call from Dre 4, which is one of the outermost colonies. It's been radio silent for 12 hours. There's no signs of life on the planet. So the away team of Riker, Data, Worf, and Geordi beam down, and right away Riker calls back up and asks O'Brien, you sure these are the right coordinates? Am I in the right place?
And they're standing on a really cool playset.
Yeah.
But then there's a big hole crater that they're looking over, where, you know how like if you scooped up a city and all that's left is like the sewage pipes sticking out of the the dirt. This is what it looks like. Is like this. They're like, there's nothing there, and that's why he's like, "Are you sure this is the right place?"
Riker steps up to the edge of the crater and says, "Anybody!"
It's too funny. I knew you were gonna do that.
Fastest cold open in a while, Act 1. Here we go.
Mr. O'Brien, verify these are accurate coordinates for the New Providence colony.
Coordinates verified, sir. You're at the center of town.
The cold open was very quick, but then the music and the creepy music is setting the tone for, okay, this is it's a lot of tension. It's setting the tension field
right up top.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not your daddy's Star Trek. Admiral Mbop, Admiral Hansen.
You're so stupid.
I know. Admiral Mbop and Lieutenant Commander Shelby from Starfleet Tactical have made what must have been either a very fast trip to the outer edges of Federation space, or a lot of time has passed. Anyway, remember they said we were way out on the edge of the frontier?
Yep.
I had forgotten all about Shelby until just this moment. And then I was like, oh, that bitch. That's right.
Yeah. Her.
So Admiral Mbop is played by George Murdoch, who you might recognize as God from What Does God Need with a Starship? Star Trek V, The Final Frontier.
He's God? No, didn't recognize him.
No, I didn't recognize him from that either. I was like, this is the same dude? Really? Crazy. Anyway, Shelby is played by Elizabeth Dennehy, and this is pretty much what she's known for.
Yeah. I mean, I swear I've seen her in other stuff, but...
Oh, yeah. She got her start on Guiding Light, which was on which network, Allie?
CBS. Wait. CBS. Wait. Guiding Light? Yeah, CBS.
Do I need to fact check you?
Please, fact check me.
Searching.
CBS. Well done. Ding ding.
I know my soaps. Well, back in the day, anyway.
This was her next job right after that.
Huh.
And over the years, she made some appearances on Quantum Leap, NYPD Blue, Charmed, and Medium. So Mbop and Shelby are here because the 900 New Providence colonists vanished without a trace, and they think it's the Borg, finally come to follow up on that other episode where Q introduced us to them.
And yeah, Shelby is apparently, she took over Borg tactical analysis 6 months ago, which I was always wondering, okay, they needed to get right on that. Like, they've encountered the Borg and they don't need to just leave it. Somebody needs to be in charge of studying how to beat them the next time they encounter them. So it's her. She's very ambitious, but her priority is to figure out some sort of defense strategy. They have been designing new weapons, but they haven't made a lot of progress. So everything is still at the drawing board.
There's a little early tension set up here, putting the ball on the tee where Mbop says he basically lets Shelby do whatever the fuck she wants, and he intends to let her do that here. Anyway, Starfleet just thought they had more time, given that the previous Borg encounter was over 7,000 light years away. So Shelby's itching to get down to this planet and take a look, but it's almost dark, so Riker's going to show her to quarters, and they'll go back down in the morning. And as Riker goes to leave, he straight up ignores Shelby and invites Admiral Mbop to their regular poker game. And the Admiral is like, I got a lot of things to talk about with your captain here, but maybe Shelby would like to play. She's pretty good at cards. And Riker's like, I didn't fucking invite her. I invited you.
And as they leave, I feel like this next conversation was a little inappropriate.
Very inappropriate.
After they leave, Hansen tells John Luke to keep an eye on her. She's an impressive young lady. And Picard says, you seem rather taken with her. And then Hansen goes there where he shouldn't go, just in old man's fantasies.
Ugh.
Now, would you say that to if Shelby was a man? I mean, that's just, you don't do that these days in the workplace, is talk about anything other than their abilities, professional abilities. You don't say shit like that.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have been doing it back then either.
Well, agree. But I am aware of the time. It was the 90s, and it was socially accepted, and it just made me cringe.
Yeah.
Gross.
Not a great look.
Fucking gross.
Anyway, this isn't just about an old wrinkly boner. He suggests her for first officer because they've apparently offered Riker another command, and he hasn't answered yet. And the Admiral's like, he hasn't told you? And this is just some sloppy writing. If they were going to offer Riker a new job, the first person they would reach out to is Picard.
Picard. Yeah.
Yes. I have been in the lines of succession. I mean, all of my time at Disney, my immediate supervisors always knew what was going to happen to me next long before I did.
Yeah. And Picard is never not in the know. Like he always knows.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be on Riker to tell him. Starfleet would have told him anyway.
Right.
I'm spending too much time on this little issue.
I know, but Picard says, well, he'll make a fine captain. And Hansen's like, well, you may want to tell him that. And he says that this is the third time that we've pulled out the captain's chair for him, and he just won't sit down. I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's talking about Riker's future and judging him on his decisions. He's basically brought in Shelby as like trying to ease her to fuck in there. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, Riker's seat's still warm. He hadn't left. Yeah, so he's trying to get Picard to, give Riker a gentle shove towards this command and then take Shelby on as his number one. And this whole thing about, like, we're talking about some other dude's career, these young hotshots coming up out of the academy are, they're just on the fast track to command, and it's going to make Riker look like he's, peaked at 20, and eventually they're going to stop offering him promotions.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay, not everybody is going to be a captain. That's the other thing. Like, not everybody's meant to be. We're not all trying to climb to the top of the ladder.
Right. But Riker was initially.
He was, yes.
And so I guess that's what But things do change as your
Yeah.
career goes,
Yep.
Yeah. Not everybody wants to be a manager.
Right. Right. Like, man, I'm thinking a lot about my life right now. One of these days, I am going to probably be in the running for a promotion. And the difficulty with that is going to be, I love these kids. I love working at the school level. We had talent show the other night,
Mm-hmm.
and these kids are just so fucking good. And I was meant to be a music teacher. That just
Yeah.
didn't pan out for me. But so we saw these kids, like, they did their performances for assembly, and then they were going to do it again that night for the parents. There were these two girls, I don't know, third grade maybe. One of them played guitar, and they sang.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it was so good. They sang "Cover Me with Sunshine."
Cover me with sunshine.
Yes,
Oh.
and it was. I wish I had a recording of it because they were so fucking good, Allie. And so I told this girl, I was like, "Hey, y'all don't know this, but I play guitar too. We should totally jam sometime." So then between assembly and the performance that night, I ran home and got a guitar and came back. And so I was sitting up on the steps to the stage, when everybody was coming in, just noodling around, playing some, songs from the 90s in the key of G. And that's the songs I know. What is it? More Than Words, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, all of those, right?
Yeah.
So then kids come in, and I was like, "Girl, come here, come here, come here." And so we sat down together on the steps, and she taught me her song, and then I taught her a song.
Oh.
And it was just this beautiful moment of connection.
And if you go to the next level, it takes you away from those kids.
It takes me away from these kids. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a problem I think I have too with like management is it takes you away from the ground level. Sometimes, depending on the job, it takes you away from the actual work, the daily grind.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like people lose perspective when they are up that high.
Yes.
And that's why I was like, I don't want to ever be a manager because I like doing the work and I like being in the shit, so to speak. Because I know what's going on, and I feel like the further up you get,
the more detached you become.
Yep.
For sure.
And you don't really know what's going on, but yet you're the one making decisions. I don't think so.
Yeah. Yep. And for me, like, okay, so I can pop into the school every now and again and see you guys, but I'm not there every day with you in the thick of it and hearing like what's going on with your lives and like really having that connection. And that's
that
what I love.
bond.
Yeah.
Those kids right now are bonded to you, and then the less they see you, they're not going to have that bond.
So I understand what Riker's going through, I guess, is the point of all of that. Like, it's not an easy decision. It's not just like, oh, well, the promotion is a lot more money, so I should take it. There's more things to think about than simply that.
I think he cares about that entire crew. Like, it's hard to just walk away from, like I said, the bonds.
And there's something special about it being the Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll have a bond with the other, you can go to any other ship and make this connection with this crew, but there's something special about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Riker shows Shelby to her apartment, and right away, she's taking a little too much liberty. She starts telling him who she's assigning to the away team tomorrow, and he's like, I already assigned them to the away team, thank you very much, an away team which I also intend to be a part of. And she's just so cocky through this. Basically, she tells him, like, I intend to use this mission to position myself to take your job.
And now these people from the future are showing up and offering to do the same work for next to nothing. They took our jobs.
Yeah, they took our jobs. They did.
And he's like, my job? Am I going somewhere? And then she kind of realizes, like, oh, maybe I went a little too far here, and tries to walk it back a little bit.
Maybe I overshot.
Yeah.
Well, she's like, oh, I heard you were leaving. And, well, he's like, if I was, you'd be the first to know. He got the neck moving. He's like, girl, if I was,
Yes.
And then he just very quickly says poker is in his quarters at 1700 hours. And he walks out.
The poker game this week consists of Riker, Shelby, Data, Geordi, Troy, and Wesley
Have the boy sent to the bridge, number 1.
My name is Wesley.
It's Wesley I wanted to speak to you about. The boy?
My name is Wesley.
He seems to have developed some sort of special attachment to the boy.
My name is Wesley.
Did he say Wesley? The boy?
My name is Wesley.
What is the boy doing here?
My name is Wesley.
The boy. Where is he, please?
My name is Wesley.
The boy? He's outside.
My name is Wesley.
Wesley Crusher, report to the bridge. On the double.
Aw, Wesley normally doesn't join.
No, I love that he's an officer now, right? He got that promotion. He got the, see, here we go. He got the promotion. Now he's part of the club. I love that. But this hand goes pretty much like we've seen other hands of poker on this show go. Riker looks like he's got a great hand, but Data cautions that Riker may be bluffing. And even though Wes has a decent hand, he doesn't take the risk. So Shelby only has 2 pairs. She didn't get shit, but she's like, I have got to see what that card is, Riker. So call. And sure enough, Riker's been poker face bluffing all of them the whole time.
I hate poker. I don't understand it.
Really?
Like, no, I'm. There's so many, like, you have to like remember all the hands, right?
Oh yeah,
And I was like, anyway.
So anyway, this scene presents another Shelby versus Riker moment that makes her kind of look better than him.
Yeah. Ugh. And then smash cut to the next morning when Riker and Geordi walk in the transporter room and Data and Shelby aren't there. And Riker was first to call out almost triumphantly, hey, looks like Mr. Data and our guests are late. And O'Brien has to set him straight and says, well, actually, they've already beamed down to the planet an hour ago. Oh, he's pissed. Riker's pissed.
So he and Geordi beam down, and she's all like fucking chipper and cheerful. Good morning, everybody. Early bird gets the worm, huh? Shut the fuck up.
Like a bitch, I'm gonna slap you.
So Riker pulls Shelby aside for a little, we seem to have a power struggle issue going on here, chat. While Data and Geordi do another like who's on first moment with Shelby's whole early bird gets the worm, which I read that Data has heard before in this show. So he should not have been surprised about, I do not see any ornithological, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah, I guess the writers kind of forgot that because they're like, we need to throw in some comedy because this episode doesn't have any comedy.
Yeah. So Shelby doesn't think she's done anything wrong. Clearly, Admiral Viagra really does just let her do whatever the fuck she wants. And, right?
Admiral Viagra.
And Riker has to explain she can't just change his orders without notifying him. Well, unfortunately, what she's found is the same magnetic resonance traces that they found on the hull of the D after their run-in with the Borg. So there's no doubt about it now. This is the Borg.
Tell me, Commander, is serving aboard the Enterprise as extraordinary an experience as I've heard?
Every bit.
Good. Because I intend to convince Captain Picard that I'm the right choice for the job.
Job? Which job?
Yours, of course. I'm sorry. I heard that you were leaving.
If I were, I'm sure you'd be the first to know.
So we get a captain's log from Picard that because they've now confirmed that the Borg's presence is in Federation space, Admiral Hansen goes back to Starbase 324 to talk strategy, and he leaves that bitch on board to continue tactical preparations.
And in the ready room, Riker's reporting to Picard on all the steps he's taken so far. Standing yellow alert, and they've notified all the nearby outposts, monitoring the sensors, and he's assigned Data, Geordi, and Wes to work with Shelby. And that opens the door for a conversation about Shelby, and Picard's like, what do you think of her? And Riker's like, she needs supervision. She takes initiative a little too easily, makes risky decisions like beaming down without me. I'm still kind of pissed off about that. And Picard reminds Riker that he was a lot like that back when Picard recruited him. Then Picard brings up this promotion offer, and Riker's like, well, I'm not going to take it. And I do not like how this conversation goes. Picard's being a pushy, like Mbop suggested, rather than actively listening
Yeah.
and trying to understand Riker's reasons for wanting to stay where he's at. He's just like, come on, Bill, you're ready. We'll be fine without you. It's good. You're good. Let's go. Like, what?
Yeah, nobody asked you, first of all, and it's his decision. And he starts it out as like, Will, what the hell are you still doing here? Like,
Yeah.
what? That
No, this
tells
is-
me, if someone told me that would be like, okay, you underachiever, you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you? Why are you still here? Everybody else is past you. That's what I would give. That would be the vibe I give to me, and I wouldn't like it, and that would make me leave.
Yeah.
Because it would make me feel I'm not wanted there.
Yeah. Yeah. This just did not paint Picard in the light I expected him to be painted.
That's not Picard normally.
No. Anyway, smash cut to 10 forward where Riker and Troy are having a drink, and now he's second guessing. He's questioning himself. Why am I here? I always wanted my own command, and now I don't know. Maybe I'm comfortable here. Is it wrong to stay? And she fucking therapies him. She's like, well, what do you think?
Oh, I
fuck
hate
you.
that. I know.
Damn it, Bruce.
I know, Bruce. Yeah, I hate that. Well, if I knew, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Exactly.
That's to me, it's patronizing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably why I don't go to therapy. But
it's still Mental Health Month, everybody. Go to therapy.
yeah. Go to therapy.
At first, he thinks maybe he's just afraid. But then it comes out that this whole Shelby situation has reminded him of how he used to be. He used to be driven and ambitious. Maybe he just got too comfortable here. But she counters that he's more experienced now. And then she says,
he's seasoned.
More seasoned. And he's like, God, you don't say that to a guy. Shit.
Hey, I like a seasoned Frakes. I like a seasoned Riker.
Oh,
you know?
you look at Frakes today? Hello, Daddy Frakes.
Yes.
Anyway.
Daddy.
Anyway, she says he's more happier here and now than she's ever seen him. And she's seen him after a long night of hot, passionate sex. So in the end, she basically puts it back on him. Like, this is what you want. So you got to figure out, what do you want?
The next scene is in engineering, where Shelby and LaForge and Data and Wesley are putting their heads together to talk about what they can do to get ready for the Borg. And they're talking about the Borg's subspace field, and it has a definite pattern at a 4.8 minute interval, based on their last confrontation with them. So they're just thinking, okay, their systems are decentralized with redundant power sources.
Do you like how I pause before a paragraph full of technobabble to
Is that
suggest that
to
you
make me
talk
do
next?
it? God damn it. So Data talks about their Borg technology, how each member of their society has the ability to interface and function collectively. Basically, he thinks that they've constructed their ship with the same philosophy. And then Wesley chimes in, knock out one generator and the other one takes over without interruption. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Basically, the last time they engaged with them, they barely scratched the surface. So LaForge doesn't think that these new weapon systems can be ready in less than 18 months. And Shelby says, well, it's actually going to take 24. And Riker chimes in, okay, so what can we do now? So they're going to have to go through the specs again. But everybody's tired. Like, they've been at this for a while. LaForge has said his brain.
What is brain?
It's turned to clay. So is Wesley. And Shelby's like, well, I can go all night. Data, you don't need any sleep. Riker tells everybody to just go back to their quarters and get some sleep. But she wants to continue with Data, and Riker's like, no. Everything she suggests is wrong in Riker's eyes anyway.
Yeah, but he's like, I said what I said.
Yeah.
Go get some
basically.
rest. We'll come at this again fresh in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes you just got to do that.
You do.
Sometimes, man, when I'm doing notes for this show, I get to a point where my brain
What is brain?
just turns to sludge, and I'm like, I'm out. Okay.
Yep.
I
Like,
can't do this anymore.
I finished my notes for a few episodes, and I'm like, I don't have the wherewithal to write
Yes.
a rap right now. So I'm like, let me just stop, and I'll do it in the morning.
I get to the point where if I recognize, if I'm writing things like, then Riker said this, then Picard said that, then Riker said this, that's when I'm not in it anymore. I'm not paying attention to what's happening. I'm just copying dialogue, and I need out. Yeah.
Your brain.
What is brain?
It's not working. Yeah.
Presumably the next day, they've gathered in the conference room on a Zoom call with Admiral Umbop because last night a Federation freighter sent out a distress call about a cube-shaped alien ship and then suddenly went radio silent. Well, we know what that is. They're about an hour away, so they're going to go check it out. But unfortunately, the next nearest ship is 6 days away. So we're going to be on our own with whatever we find there. Geordi's got a plan to modulate the shield frequencies. Maybe that'll hold them off for a little while. And they'll also be making some changes to the phasers to hopefully disrupt the Borg's subspace field around their ship. And Geordi rates this whole thing as a shot in the dark, but it's all they've got.
Yeah.
Out on the bridge, unidentified vessel, no response to their hails. But the ship turns to intercept. And when they get it on screen, it's definitely another Borg cube.
And then Picard's like, go tell Hansen we've engaged the Borg.
Oh, that line is just this writing in this episode is just like peak TNG. And perfectly executed there by Sir Patrick. We have engaged the Borg.
Is there anything we could do here to adapt our current defense systems?
We'll have to go through the specs again, but I don't know. My mind's turned to clay. Mine too.
I think we should look at modifying the plasma phaser design.
Commander, I think we should call it a night. That's an order. We'll reconvene at 0500.
Sir, if I may be allowed to continue with Mr. Data, who does not require rest.
You need rest, Commander.
If we have a confrontation with the Borg without improving our defenses...
If we have a confrontation, I don't want a crew fighting the Borg at the same time they're fighting their own fatigue. Dismissed.
Worf gets a strange phone call from the Borg asking for Captain Picard by name. That's very unusual.
Excuse me? Yeah.
So they put the Borg on screen and we hear their collective voice recognize Captain Picard, Starship Enterprise, NCC 1701D, and they tell them to lower their shields and for Picard to transport himself to their ship. And if they don't, the Borg will destroy the D. And so Picard starts to read them their rights, but the Borg persist. They know that the D can't possibly outgun them. So they have the advantage. And really strange that they're suddenly interested in Picard, though, since we thought they weren't interested in human life at all, only the technology. But apparently something has changed between the last time we saw these Borgs and now.
Yeah.
Picard tries the old Tholian web maneuver. He's like, hey, listen, Borg guys, we upgraded all our shit since we saw you last time, so don't be too cocky or whatever. And when the Borg starts scanning the D, Geordi starts with the shield modulation, which confuses them for a bit. But Riker reminds us that the Borg have the ability to analyze and adapt.
But engineering, though, Geordi reports that shield modulation has failed and they've locked in. So it's being drained 90%, 80%, and going down. And then they failed. So Picard tells them to fire all weapons, but that has absolutely no effect. Their subspace field is intact and their new phaser frequencies that they're modulating, no impact at all. So Riker's like, let's back out of here, reverse engines, and they're not moving either. So they're stuck. All they can do is fire at will.
And Riker ducks.
They're firing at will and he's ducking, and they're just giving everything they got, and there's absolutely no damage. And then the Borg does that one weapon that we love to see is they just start cutting through the fucking hull like a fucking knife.
Yes.
The computer chimes in and warning that they've got an outer hull breach, and then they start evacuating engineering.
Geordi gets to do that fun roll under the garage door as it comes down.
Yeah, the stop, drop, and roll.
So they're evacuating the engineering section, and Shelby tells Data to rapidly change the phaser frequencies at random. Don't give them time to adapt. And in short order, Data's able to knock out the Borg tractor emitter. So as soon as they're free, Picard orders a jump to Warp 9, and the Borg are in pursuit. Now, there are 2 shots in this rapid battle with the Borg scene here that get reused time and again within this and the next episode. And it's the beam cutting into the engineering section. That comes back. We see that exact same footage again. And the phaser fire at the tractor emitter. That exact same sequence is shown again later.
Hey, I mean, it was the 90s.
Yeah. That shit's expensive to produce. Yeah. Geordi arrives on the bridge, and while we didn't really see it, there was massive damage, and apparently 11 people died.
Oh my god! They've killed
A lot of good people down there.
you bastards!
And another 8 are unaccounted for. So Riker sends repair teams down to work on the damage, and soon they arrive at the Paulson Nebula, which is made up of dilithium hydroxyls, magnesium, and chromium, which should make a pretty safe place to hide out from the Borg sensors. So they go into the nebula cloud, and the Borg stop just outside trying to find them.
In the observation lounge, they're taking a look back at their recent encounter with the Borg on the basically a playback. And Shelby is taking the lead on this. She's like, right here, Data starts to fluctuate the phaser resonance frequencies, and the Borg beam breaks contact. And then she slows it down and asks LaForge to take a look. And LaForge's like, okay, I see a 2% drop in power for an instant, but it's system wide. And the phaser frequency spread was in a high narrow band, whatever the fuck that means. So basically, the ship's power distribution nodes are vulnerable to those frequencies. And then their plan is to generate a concentrated burst of power at the same frequency distribution. But the way that they would have to do that is use the main deflector dish.
And in that scenario, the D would explode too.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to get farther away for this deflector weapon thing to work. So they have to figure out how to increase the deflector's range. And in the meantime, they're going to retune all of their phasers and handheld heaters to those higher frequencies. But like, okay, but the Borg adapt. Like we know this.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get very many shots off at those new frequencies because the Borg will just adapt. Anyway.
So Riker says, okay, good work. I'll inform the captain. And Shelby, being overzealous as she is, she's like, I'd like to make another recommendation. Let's separate the saucer section and assign a skeleton crew to create a diversion. And Riker doesn't agree with this because they might need power from the saucer impulse engines. And Shelby is just keeps pushing. She's like, well, it'll give them more than one target to worry about. And Riker doesn't want to take the risk. Shelby says, well, I'd like Picard to make that decision. She's always trying to go around him. This bitch.
Riker's like, oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no. He got the head and the neck movement. It's like, oh, no, you didn't, girlfriend.
No, you did not. And he says, listen, I bring all the alternatives to the captain's attention. Now get out.
Yeah.
Oof.
And LaForge is left in there. He tells LaForge, he's like, boy, she gets a full head of steam, right? LaForge agrees with him, but she's really useful. And she's like really the only help right now against the Borg.
Riker tells Geordi not to worry. He can handle Shelby. But in the very next scene, Riker goes into... Oh, what?
Pop quiz.
Oh, okay. What?
Okay,
what?
Is Shelby, is she A, being a rotted bitch? B, is she just an overzealous commander trying to secure her spot as number 1 under Picard? Or C, is Riker shooting her down every chance he gets because he feels threatened in some way?
Oof. I feel like there's a little bit of all of this.
Yeah.
Mixed in here together. A little bit of each. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, a little bit of column C.
Oh, there's a D, all of the above.
All of the above. Yeah, there you go. In the very next scene, Riker goes to Picard's office, and there's fucking Shelby running her saucer separation idea by the captain.
She went to Daddy first.
This is not something you do in the workplace, y'all.
Yeah.
This shit works at home when mom says no and you go to other mom.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works, but you don't do this in the workplace. So Picard tells Riker to consider her idea plan B, just in case we might need it. And then Riker follows Shelby out of the office onto the bridge into the turbo lift where he's like, listen here, you little shit. Don't you dare fucking go over my head again. And she's like, if I could just be, let's take our name tags off here for a moment. You're in my fucking way. And all you know how to do is play it safe, sitting in the shadow of a great man, passing up one command after another. Ooh, damn. And then she's like, if you can't make the big decisions, then get out of my way, because I can.
That absolute rotted bitch.
Yes. Yeah, in this very
Jesus
moment.
Christ.
Damn.
And I get that everyone wants to defeat the Borg, but at the same time, she has no personal attachments to anybody on this ship.
Right.
And so when you don't have any personal attachments, you want to take risks, but when you start caring about every single person, you're a little bit less of a risk taker.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Because humans.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're out here. I think too, as a leader, when I look at like who my lieutenant is that's coming up, that I'm, because you should always be succession planning. You should always be preparing people to move up if that's what they're interested in. And if I'm Picard, I don't think this bitch is ready because she's like completely unhinged in the way she makes decisions. She's not grounded in any way to anything. So, yeah. So I feel like if I'm Picard, I'm going to look at her and not say, oh, well, that's what Riker reminded me of back when we picked him up in Farpoint, because it really doesn't. She does not remind me of old Riker at all.
No, he never disregarded other people and their safety just to win, just to be right.
No, she comes off as a fucking kiss ass that thinks that this job is hers before it's ever been offered to her. And if I'm Picard, that's not who I want in the seat next to me.
Right.
Don't worry about it. I can handle Shelby.
Come. Come in, number one. Commander Shelby was just telling me of your concerns about her plan.
Attention Starfleet personnel. Are you tired of endless duty rosters and warp core recalibrations? Introducing Buffer Time, the card game. The only recreational training simulation that teaches you how to manage your work schedule like a true lower decker. Bluff your way past maintenance tasks, dodge unexpected red alerts, and sabotage your friends, colleagues, while keeping that sweet, sweet buffer time for yourself.
Okay, computer, margaritas, frozen, salt.
Visit humanisttrek.com/Modiphius and use code TREK for 10% off. Remember, Starfleet Command neither confirms or denies the existence of buffer time. Simulation not recognized as an official Starfleet training program. Card shuffling speed may vary by species.
Aw, Tendy, look at us. Lower decks, breaching protocol together. Friendship.
Picard is checking in with engineering while a captain's log plays, and then he stops by 10 forward to look out the window, and for some reason, Guinan is just sitting alone in a dark corner booth for who knows how long. She's just been sitting there. And Picard explains that he's touring the ship before battle, which is apparently a tradition, and they kind of talk about that for a little bit.
Well, Guinan says it before a hopeless battle, if I remember the tradition correctly. And apparently, and I don't know my history that well for as far as like Trafalgar, the Battle of Trafalgar, and Nelson. Apparently, Nelson was the captain, and he toured the HMS Victory before Trafalgar. But the thing is, Nelson never returned from Trafalgar, but the battle was still won. And Guinan asks Picard if he expects this battle to be won. And it sounds like Picard has still some little hope, even though it looks pretty sketchy right now. But this is just another page in history. And, they don't even know if maybe this is the end of the human civilization.
This is a really interesting emotional moment
Yeah.
because Picard sort of feels the gravity of the moment, right? Like
Yeah.
this does seem like a very important moment. But also it's just another day. It's just another page in
Page in
history.
history. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a weird like cognitive dissonance to feel both ways about that thing that I thought was really interesting for them to draw a big red circle around.
Yeah, and whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and
Yeah.
there's no way to know
Yeah.
for sure.
Guinan's pretty confident though. She says, humanity will survive this because her people has been through this before. They were attacked by the Borg, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And they were displaced all over the cosmos, but they still survived. Which
Yeah.
we could drill down a little bit more on too, that like, okay, that you survived, was that enough? Your whole community, your whole culture was spread around the cosmos. Like, I don't know, it
Right.
changed you and you're still alive, but is that enough? I don't know.
Right. And she says, even if there's a handful of you left,
Mhm.
you'll prevail eventually. Even if might take a millennium, but I mean, is that, like you said, is that really survival?
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
And we don't get time to drill into that because massive ship shake. So Picard returns to the bridge to find that the Borg are dropping the future space equivalent of depth charges into the nebula.
Yeah.
This is like right back to TOS submarine warfare here.
Yeah. Like, we don't know where you are, but we're gonna like upset the shit out of you
Yeah.
by just dropping random bombs.
So they've been working on repairing shields, which are only up to 48% so far. But the engines are ready. So another shake, and this time they've taken a hit. But their battleship is not yet sunk, so they're going to have to leave the nebula, punch it at warp 9, and heat up the weapons just in case. Sure enough, as soon as they come out of the nebula, the Borg follow and try to tractor them again. And unfortunately, this time, modulating the shields doesn't work. Shields fail very quickly, the tractor beam engages, and a Borg drone beams onto the bridge.
Worf immediately shoots it, but then another one appears. And this time they've adapted so quickly that the phaser doesn't even phase them. They've got some sort of shield up. So Riker tries to fight them hand to hand, and his stunt double gets thrown across the bridge. And then this other Borg just swats Worf like a fly.
Oh, yeah.
But as they are engaged with fighting those Borg, another Borg appears and then does something to Picard's neck and then beams him away.
So this was a very odd special effects choice. We see the live Borgs beam out with their little green swirlies.
Yeah, yeah.
But that last one just fades away into nothingness. How the fuck does that happen?
I have no idea why they did it differently because he was dead. I don't know.
Right. That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Worf and Riker get back up after their ass beaten, and they follow the Borgs as they speed away. O'Brien's not able to lock onto the captain on the Borg ship due to some kind of interference, and Worf reports that the Borg are on course for Sector 001, the Terran system, Earth. Dun, dun, dun. Over on the Borg ship, Picard is being led through some corridors lined with Borg alcoves, and they lead him to the big open space where the collective voice says that Picard is the leader of the strongest Federation ship, so he speaks for his people. The Borg say they wish to improve themselves and will add the humans' biological and technological distinctiveness to their own. Such a well-known bit of dialogue there. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
They say your culture will adapt to service ours. And Picard's like, but our culture is based on freedom and self-determination. And the Borg are just like, irrelevant. So their plan here, this is so interesting. Their plan here is that because human cultures are authority-driven, unfortunately, they've decided to choose a speaker of the Borg to facilitate the Borg's introduction into human societies. And Picard is the chosen one.
Which is surprising to me that they would do that because they don't really give a shit about anybody's opinion. They're going to go in there, take what they want. Why do they need a representative?
Exactly. Yes, everything we know about the Borg goes counter to this idea.
So they want him to be the voice, but and then I guess that's where locutus comes from, which is Latin for having spoken. So that's where locutus of Borg is the speaker of the Borg, basically.
Riker's decided he's going to use what little time they have here to lead a rescue mission to get Picard back. And while they're over there, maybe they can slow him down too. So he assigns Wes and Geordi to keep working on their project. Shelby will command the D, while Data, Worf, and Crusher go on this rescue mission with Riker. And Shelby tries to protest that with her knowledge of the Borg, she should be the one to go. And Riker tells her to stuff it, but then Troy steps in.
Fuck.
And she's like, just like Riker has stepped in to stop Picard from going on dangerous away missions all the time, now Riker's basically the captain. And Troy reminds him that it would not be appropriate for him to go. So he reluctantly sends Shelby.
God damn it. And then the shit-eating grin on her face.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to slap her.
Yeah, she's like, I won that one. Ha you bitch. Fuck you.
For her, it's just all about being right, I swear.
Yeah.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard, you lead the strongest ship of the Federation fleet. You speak for your people.
I have nothing to say to you, and I will resist you with my last ounce of strength.
Strength is irrelevant. Resistance is futile. We wish to improve ourselves. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service ours.
Impossible. My culture is based on freedom and self-determination.
Freedom is irrelevant. Self-determination is irrelevant. You must comply.
We would rather die.
Death is irrelevant. Your archaic cultures are authority-driven. To facilitate our introduction into your societies, it has been decided that a human voice will speak for us in all communications. You have been chosen to be that voice.
Now we get a first officer's log, although technically he is acting captain. They're continuing to pursue the Borg on a course that's going to take them to the very core of the Federation. And it just, the devastation it could bring is beyond imagination.
In the transporter room, Worf is handing out heaters that have been retuned, each to a different frequency in the upper EM band. And Shelby reminds them they'll only get 1 or 2 shots at most before the Borg adapt. So save those shots for when it counts. And Data reminds us that in their first encounter with the Borg, they were basically ignored. So they'll probably be ignored now, unless and until the Borg consider them a threat.
I always thought that was interesting that they're vulnerable only in that respect where you beam into the Borg cube and nobody notices anything.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit until you start shooting. Like, that's like a weird weakness that they have.
There's 58 minutes on the game clock before they have to power down and stop their pursuit. And before the away team beams out, Riker tells Shelby, no unnecessary risks, to which she agrees. Over on the Borg ship, tricorders aren't working, so they're unable to locate Picard. Crusher scans some drones in their alcoves and notices these little upside-down pyramid things above them that appear to be some kind of power wave guide conduits that allow the Borg to work collectively. And she suggests we approach this from a mosquito's point of view. We can't destroy enough of those nodes to stop the Borg, but maybe if we sting them in a tender spot, they'll stop for a minute to scratch.
Nice one, Bev.
Further on, they find some distribution nodes, which might be what they need to get the Borg to stop and scratch.
Worf reports that the captain's communicator is still activated. I don't know how he was able to tell, but so they try to call him and nothing. But Shelby asks Worf if he can locate it, and he has somehow, so they follow Worf. Back on the D in the ready room, Riker is talking to Admiral Mbop. Riker is telling the Admiral that he recommends redeploying all available defenses to protect the Earth sector. And they're going to move to intercept at Wolf 359. And they're going to make their stand there. Riker tells him he's got 22 minutes if they stay at their current speed. And they're going to try to bring him out of warp. And if they can't, then they're going to try to do as much damage as they can before they disengage.
Back on the Borg ship, Worf finds the source of the communicator. They open up a drawer that looks a little bit like a morgue drawer. And inside, they find not Picard's body, but Picard's uniform top, comm badge still attached.
Ah, shit.
Shelby reports this to Riker as Geordi and Wes roll onto the bridge. They've made the adjustments. The deflector weapon is ready, but this will completely burn out the deflector. So they'll have to evacuate a bunch of the ship adjacent to the deflector dish because of radiation, which Troy offers to go handle. Riker tells Shelby they have 17 minutes of warp left, so Shelby decides they'll try taking out some of those distribution nodes and see what happens. And it takes both Data and Worf firing their heaters together to destroy the nearest node, which triggers several Borg to wake up and come out of their alcoves. They take out a second node and then a third, and the Borg ship drops out of warp. Geordi diverts power to the deflector, but back on the Borg cube, things are getting hairy as drones approach the away team. They're able to pick off several of them, but they soon adapt, and in the far distance, Beverly spots Picard. And this is a fantastic reveal. Picard is in profile, where you see his human half of his face, and as he turns towards camera, we see that the right side of his face has been completely Borgified, with a laser pointer attached to the side of his head, which makes a fun little light effect when it hits the camera lens. Worf tries to approach him, but there's some kind of shielding around him that knocks Worf back. So the Enterprise beams the away team back, and back on the bridge, Data reports to Riker that Picard has been altered by the Borg, and Worf's like, he is a Borg. And Shelby's like, I just need more people. I'll go back. I'll get him. We'll do this. We need more heaters on different frequencies, and we'll get the captain back.
But Riker says basically no, because LaForge mentions that they're powering up again. So they're restoring power, and they could jump away at any time back to warp. The deflector is ready, but they've got to act fast because they only have a few more minutes, and they can't maintain power. They don't have time for Shelby to go back, so they got to get ready to prepare to fire. And Shelby's like, well, shouldn't you ask Starfleet Command? And he's like, no. She's telling him to get General Umbop on the phone, and he's like, no, we don't have time. And then just then they're being hailed by the Borg. And they put it on screen, and they see Picard, and he introduces himself.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Locutus.
He says, yeah, I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile. Your life as it has been is over. From this time forward, you will service us, bitch. The bitch is silent. And then Riker gives Worf the order to fire.
Dip to black, to be continued.
Boy, I'm sure glad that's over with.
I'll be glad to be relieved of this cargo.
Me too.
It is done, and perhaps just as well.
Yeah, but you know, I learned something today.
I sincerely hope that this is the last time that I find myself here.
You just don't get it, do you, Jean-Luc? You see, of all the species, yours cannot abide stagnation. Change is at the heart of what you are. That is the exploration that awaits you. Not mapping stars and studying nebula, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence.
This episode sets up more than it knocks down, of course, as a two-parter, but I found the Riker-Shelby situation to be kind of interesting. Like, it smacks of real-world corporate America bullshit in that Shelby is super competitive. And when I think of Starfleet, I think about cooperation over competition, which is something I personally value a lot, especially at work. So here is someone who just goes completely against that ideal, and it's really jarring. I think that's why Shelby comes across the way she does, because we're not used to that, like, I'm going to come in here and pass all you bitches up. And, you know, like that competition, that competitiveness is not something that we see from Starfleet.
Yeah, that climb the ladder.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all. I want the glory. And yeah,
Yeah.
she's a rotted bitch. And yeah, and I think that's just not like, yes, people want to climb the ladder, but they want to like do it the right way in service to Starfleet, you know?
Apparently, there was a whole lot of gossip around the time that this came out that Sir Patrick's contract talks were not going well. So they were going to kill him off, promote Riker, and make Shelby his number one.
Oh.
And thank Q that wasn't true. I hate Shelby at this point. I really do not like that woman.
Me either.
And that wasn't anything that, like, it was just fans, you know, gossiping and reading into it a little too much. That's not what was happening at all.
Oh.
But the fan base went kind of wild with it. And so Paramount apparently, like, doubled down on it and, like, really promoted the shit out of this two-parter because there was so much interest in it.
They're like, okay, let's fuck with the fans.
Yeah.
That's what they think. Let's make them think that, you know, Picard's not coming back. I'd do it. I'd do it too. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What else? Gosh, any other?
Not a whole lot until we get to the second half of this, I think. I feel like, again, like it sets it all up, but, you know, this is all just set up and very little payoff at this point.
Yeah.
Allie, did anybody die in this episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite some people, some Starfleet people and some Borg, but yeah. I got a little carried away with the rhyme. You know, season finale. I got a little carried away.
Yeah, that's all right.
I wrote a rhyme about it. Really a long rhyme. Well, not long, but like 6 verses. But you want to hear it?
Yes.
Here it goes.
We're here together to honor our friend and comrade. We will all find time to grieve for her in the days that are ahead. But for now, she has asked that we celebrate her life with this.
The best of both worlds. Here we go. The best of both worlds. Part 1. Lost contact with the Lalo at Starbase 157, so the D headed that way to see if they could help them. They came upon the Borg, but it wasn't a fluke. The Borg called to say that they wanted Jean-Luc, but Jean-Luc Picard was about to tell them no. But before he could finish the sentence, their shields were being probed. The tractor beam had them, they managed to break free. 11 dead, 8 missing, damaged with a capital D. They had to cause a nebula. Warp 9, they duck into the cloud to buy some time. Commander Shelby's busy being a rotted bitch, but she's smart and she's useful with this Borg sitch. The D fixed their shit, came out hiding, weapons on guard, but the Borg beamed in and snatched Picard. They couldn't retrieve him, it was fail.org, and the next time they saw him, he was Locutus of Borg. To be continued. Next season.
Hell yes.
We can handle all the pleasantries later. Now, let's get down to business.
I am willing to pay handsomely for you.
I think you've had a little too much to drink.
Now, what do you know about my money?
Your money?
The money he stole!
You stole his money?
Those vouchers I gave you were every bit as good as Latinum.
You can spend Latinum almost anywhere. Those vouchers are only good at your bar.
Of course, we want to thank everyone who supports the show, and a special thank you to our founding admirals over on the Patreon. A special thanks to Allie, Peter, Sarah D, Bruce, Land of Oz, and some call him Tim. Thank you all so much for supporting the show.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Captain, Starfleet Academy is requesting an update on our estimated arrival.
Finalists, please take your seats.
I must admit you have a very fast mind.
Once I realized it was a trick question, there was only one answer.
Although only one student will be chosen for the Academy, any of you could easily qualify. Candidates, good luck.
You got called to the superintendent's office. It's a story I'd like to hear.
Beck is back now with the answer to this week's Starfleet Academy Cadet Challenge. Question for the best of both worlds, part 1. Remind everyone again the question.
On the day the teaser scene for the episode was filmed,
The production staff gathered for a group photograph of everyone involved both on camera and behind in the making of the series. Why did this photo become an important piece of Trek history?
I'm pretty sure one of us said something about it was the last time that they were all together with Gene.
Sarah said that, and Allie said same.
Okay, well, what's the correct answer?
The correct answer is... coming up on part 2 of Humanist Trek's review of the best of both worlds.
Damn it, you cliffhangered us.
Oh, I hate being cliffhangered.
Shit. All right, well, join us next time, I guess, then. Holy shit. We don't know how to end the show like this, because normally we've already recorded the Beverleys and whatnots.
How dare you?
How dare you? All right, well, then join us for the exciting conclusion of Star Trek The Next Generation. It'll be season 4, episode 1, The Best of Both Worlds, part 2. Part 2.
Part 2.
Okay, what are we saying at the end now? Oh, this is still season 3.
Jesus Christ.
What do I say? Oh, is it Glory to Your House? Glory to Your House, maybe?
Beverly? Maybe?
I thought it was what?
Oh, it's a good day to die.
It's a good day to die.
Oh,
shit. Oh, Jesus.
I really threw you guys for a loop.
You did.
I'm changing it next season.
In the next season, yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's a good day to die.
Beverly.
Humanist Trek is available wherever you replicate your podcasts. Follow us on all the social medias at Humanist Trek. Become a patron at patreon.com/humanisttrek. Open hailing frequencies to podcast@humanisttrek.com and visit our website, humanisttrek.com. Humanist Trek is a production of Sarah Austin Media.